and welcome to Moral High Ground, where I talk about what's morally right. And today, I'm going to be talking about the medical care system, talking about medical bills, talking about medical insurance. I'm talking about just managed healthcare altogether. And I'm talking about it because I see this as a big problem in America. And I honestly believe by now, if everything else is skyrocketing and stuff, medical bills should be a little bit more reasonable, or not at all. Canada doesn't have any kind of medical field where they have to make you pay. Honestly, it should be the government that pays all of our medical bills. Especially companies. Like, this is why companies have healthcare options in their businesses, because if they lose any employees and their business doesn't work right, on top of the fact that they don't want to have a lawsuit on their hands. So if someone gets hurt, they have to honestly come out of pocket to find a way to pay these people. That's why they have medical stuff with jobs and stuff. I've seen how most people at work all the time, they have to every day of the week, 40 days, sometimes 40 hours, 50 hours a week, sometimes even more than that, depending on how long you work. Some people work 12 hours. I had jobs that were 12 hours. And it's like, for what? You're working yourself to death. America, you are working yourself to death. And for what? Sit back and be able to live right. But by the time you start living right, you start getting dementia, you start getting old, you're tired, your body's worn out, and all that money is going to what? Medical bills. It's going to medical bills. And they're putting it in stuff. It's like experimental stuff too. Medical people don't just have the options or answers. It's not Dr. House on TV where he knows every single thing that's going to happen to him, or whatever doctor show it is you watch where the guy is flawless and knows everything. The medical field is just like trying to experiment and find solutions for the current thing that's happening, but they're not really worried about your health care. There's been people I know personally who have either died behind medical flaws, that's either been injured because of wrong surgery they gave them. There's been so many bad things that happen, and yet the medical field is flawless in this whole thing. Blameless, let's put it that way. So because they're blameless, they feel that they don't have to take the responsibility. And this is where wrongful claims begin. Wrongful surgery claims and stuff. Making the hospitals take responsibility for their actions. And then, let's be real. Some of these people, I remember when I was in my 20s, some of these people that went in the medical field, mostly girls I knew around the neighborhood or stuff, they want to be nurses and stuff like that. It would always be like they want to get in there, they want to get this money from the government to go to school, but then once they get in there, they're not really worried about the health of people. They're more worried about getting the quick money and trying to get things taken care of. But some of them will take some of that knowledge they got, put it to their children, if their children are sick or whatnot. But none of them really stuck with it. And then if you actually deal with some nurses, they're really different than actual females out there because they're making them more messy. They don't have time to do anything. They got to be at the hospital at a certain time and stuff. And so when you get these situations you hear about on the news where elderly people have been abused by nurses and orderlies and things, it's because they're fed up working so many hours. I remember my mother, for example, was an anesthesiologist, and she would leave at 4 o'clock in the morning, and she wouldn't get back till 4 in the afternoon. That's a long time, but yet I didn't have that much of a connection with her because of this. At the same time, when she ended up having an aneurysm when I was like 15, the hospital that she worked for 35 years pretty much went against her. Like, they didn't really help her with everything she needed to clear in a situation where her life became taken by them. And so, because of this result, I ended up being on my own for about 15. I had to become a man quick. Hence why, there's still some animations and things like that. So they're just things that you hold on to that you remember the good times. But not to get off topic, the medical field was completely wrong, and I had a lawsuit against it. And the thing about it is, there's so many other ones. There was something, this is something that needs to be talked about. Because If someone took the time and actually went around America to every state and found out how many claims against the hospitals, how many claims against the ambulance companies, how many claims against all these places, dealing with no matter what age the patient is, it could be old person, a young person with, leukemia or something, and figure out all these claims, you would say, okay, there's something has to be done. Something has to be done to ensure the patient's safety, to ensure that the hospitals do their job properly. Otherwise, what are we using them for? Of course, there's medical advances in science, but it only comes to a certain way that they try to present that into the medical field. It has to be something that is proven, something that the government agrees with, and all of that will have to be involved in things. I remember when they came out with a robot that could do surgery, and Obama was there trying to use it at one time, and I don't know what happened to that. I remember some kind of case where it actually flawed and messed up, but it's kind of messed up because you got people that's going to college for years to learn how to do surgery, open body surgery, and yet they get overlooked to use a robot now to do it. So I think there's a difference between touching and feeling with your hand instead of trying to use a keyboard or whatever to make something else do something you can do physically yourself. This is the problem too with technology. Technology and surgeries are always another thing that causes a medical issue. It causes a whole thing where they can get a lawsuit. These are things that need to be paid attention to. So the thing about it is the true reason why technology is flawed when it comes to the medical system is that's where the money is going that you're putting into your doctor visits, your doctor's appointments, your insurance, all this. The money goes into the hospital, but into hospital tools that they use to try to help the patient. Some tools that are not good for the patient. And so this is something bad. The flaw in all this is one thing, the safety of the people. People aren't safe even in the hospital. There's some that do their job real well, they take their Hippocratic oath or whatever it's called, their medical oath, and hold it like it's the Holy Grail, and they try to sit back and do the right thing. But then you got the other ones that don't. They're just there for the paycheck, or after a while they got so tired of helping people, it doesn't even matter anymore. They lost that person they were when they first became a doctor. And that's the problem with all these careers, organizations, is they lose the passion they had at first. They lost the desire to follow things the way they should, to help people in the best way possible with whatever it was, or whatever it is, and shall be. The thing about it is, I believe, besides the fact that they need to be held responsible, that it's time to lower the value on certain things. And with the medical field, when it comes to medication, you have to drop the medication prices. You have to. Come on. People spend so much money. There's people who get close to dying. And I know this from so many family members, so many different people that have family and things, that there's a certain family member that needs a certain medication. And sometimes they're not able to afford it. They got these little type of things they do to make you afford it. Sometimes a little medical insurance or something that could lower the price on your medication. But even then, it's not good because sometimes it only pays for part of it, and you got to come out your pocket with the other half. If that's the case, why are we going to the doctor? The herbal supplements and things. You get people say herbal supplements cause cancer or something like that. But the thing about it is it's more natural to find natural ways to heal yourself. Research the things that you're eating, research the things that you want to, take and see what has more beneficial properties, and then go for it. The only thing is now you got to leave everybody else out of your business when you eat something, because they're going to try to throw you sideways. It happens with everything you try to do that you're passionate about. Someone's going to try to throw you off and hate you for whatever you're doing on podcasts, on YouTube, whatever. There's always going to be somebody out there that says, oh, why are you doing this? When you stop doing this? Oh, no one likes what you're doing. No one wants it. Those people are the most miserable people in life because they only enjoy bringing people down, not trying to uplift them. And with that being said, the medical field in most cases enjoy bringing most people down. They will automatically judge you when you go into the hospital and tell you, oh, we're going to help you. But really, they done already sized you up and said, okay, this person's not really, especially when they get close to death, or they've been injured, or they're elderly, especially when they're elderly. They believe, oh, have a paper, well, if you get close to dying, don't resuscitate. That's bad for the person, the family and stuff. Maybe the family members can't get over the fact there's guilt somewhere, there's some kind of loyalty that needs to be there, but should have been there more early. I'm trying to speak earlier in their life. And but the thing that's bad about it is they don't care about that. They don't care about the family's personal feelings and stuff. And yeah, in some cases you would say the family needs to just let go. But while that person's there, while that person's still trying to be with the family, try to find ways to keep them alive, not just give them an option and die. And that's the biggest problem, I think. Is so much heartbreak in this country with medical stuff because it's trying to keep someone alive, trying to keep a little kid alive, and keep someone's dad alive. Trying to keep the person that was in a car wreck that had so much opportunity in life alive. And I think the value of life is a lot of it is not self-induced or whatnot. A lot of it has to do with the medical people themselves. So I believe it's time to seriously analyze all medical insurance, medical bills, medical staff members. All doctors need to be, look at how many flaws they have compared to flaws that they don't have, and see if they're actually worth going to as a doctor, or even worth having their license. And you just take their license from them. And this is just honest truth. I believe there's more natural ways of God. And I'm saying this, most people believe this. There's people that go out and they go get the herbal supplements and they're doing things and trying to get things right. But you have to ask yourself, is humans really stronger now than they were long ago? Are they really as healthy as they are than they were long ago? You know, I believe we're actually genetically like the third generation of humans. And I know this sounds stupid, but if you believe like there was a great disaster, flood, or what, anything like that, there's many different cultures that believe in a flood over 200. So if that's the case, that means the first humans was wiped out. Second humans was there. We had Holocaust. We had all kinds of disasters that and terrorist things and stuff that just wiped out a lot of people. So, and I'm not talking about anything within the 20th century or 21st century because we know that. There's people all live right now that know that. People before, in the 1600s, all the way to, 1800s. And maybe even before that, with the whole crusade type of thing. But there's somewhere in there, there's something that's missing in our whole understanding of humanity. And there's a lot of people that don't understand humanity anyway, and they try to twist things to make it worse. I believe a lot of things that people go to the doctor for is unnecessary. Plastic surgery, for example. Unless your face is missing parts of it, or you got burnt, physically burnt in a fire, or anything like that, plastic surgery is perfect for you. But just to get your breast large and make your nose look like this and all this crap, it's unnatural. Waste of time. And believe it or not, the whole surgery thing, plastic surgery, was created to help people that were in war, that actually did lose their face in war or something. But yet, that type of medical field didn't have no money, because they were just, you have to wait for someone that had face damage and stuff. And so, hey, why not make people think they're ugly so they can make money on plastic surgery? A lot of you females ain't ugly. You just ain't paying attention to somebody that actually thinks you're beautiful. You're looking for the same crappy dudes that every other chick is looking for. That's all got true. Vice versa with dudes. You just ain't finding the right girl, or you don't even know what they look like in the first place because you ain't around nobody to tell you what you look like. So, just to be honest, it's a waste of money and time. You gotta work with what God created for you, because if you don't, then you're automatically denying God's creation. You're denying the whole essence of what you are. You know, there's no need to add more colors to a painting. Let's put it that way. You know, but seriously, that's where they're making their profit. That's where they're getting their money from people. So, like I said, it has to all be fixed. We need to know what medical things are good or needed. Because, like I said, like surgery and stuff isn't really needed. Not in the way that the sense that people do in society today. And you know, I can go on and on and on about this subject. But and maybe I'm not well versed. Some of y'all gonna be like, oh, this and that, so forth. Those all they got true. Just analyze it. Look how many family members are lost. It could have came back like if there was somebody that was really caring about their job and the people that they're dealing with. And so, with all this being said, peace be with you all. Blessings to you always. Please share my stuff. You know, I don't really like saying subscribe and share because to me it's like, you know, everyone that does that, they think like you're dumb and you don't realize you can subscribe or share. And that's all they say in every freaking video. So it's just like, share. You know, share my stuff, do whatever you want. But honestly, think about what I'm talking about in these videos and analyze the world for yourself. Go research stuff like Google at your fingertips. Google's not 100% correct either because there's sometimes you only get in and see something a certain way and then go back to it and it's not there. Especially if you're trying to show somebody, look, I found it on Google and then it's not there. You know, so it's like go read things for yourself, pick up articles, and try to learn the world as it is. Anyway, peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Till next time. Peace. certain way, that ain't cool. Medical feel the same way. They will treat someone of another race worse than they treat someone that they accept. And so they'll sit there, either over medication, give them over medicated on stuff that they don't need, that their body doesn't really need, or not even in their medical chart, and they die of this medication. That is a real common problem with medical stuff. Or, for example, they will treat them with less respect, even probably like not giving them the medication they need, or not giving them the nutrients, or whatever it is that has to do with them and their health. They'll find a way to avoid doing it the right way. So these people, like I said, once again, medical people need to be investigated, needs to be analyzed. Let's make sure everyone's getting the same health and the same, uh, just the same fairness as anybody would. The patient's don't die, no suffering or anything like this. Now, why am I talking about all this? Because I believe things are coming that we need to be prepared for. And we need, if these people are truly medical, truly helpful, and truly want to make sure people stay safe, that they are actually doing their job to the best of their ability. We want to make sure that people won't suffer and die because of their flaws of actions and unconscious bias and everything else. You know, more importantly, we need to make sure that we can come back from whatever it is that we get. We already had COVID, and COVID pretty much seems, even though people have died of COVID, even though COVID got put out there, and they offered the shots and all this stuff, something just seems amiss. Something just seems wrong with COVID altogether. And you can go through the videos where they talk about it came from China, Dr. Fauci, and all this crap. And people, the other ones are saying, oh, it's a conspiracy, and this and that, and they're changing your DNA, they're putting the crap inside of you, the chip inside of you. Really, they're making chips right now to put in your brain for neural implants. You know, and that's by, and it's even talked about by Elon Musk. I've talked about this before. But the thing about it is, I believe that it's time to find a way to truly make medical work for everybody in this country, or quit trying to say you're going to and don't do anything at all. There's a real reason. That's a real thing that's going on with politicians in this country and everything. They give you all these things they're going to do, and none of it gets done. And so the next president comes, they got to clean up whatever, or fix whatever little tiny thing they did call themselves fixing, which is really reverting it back to the problem we had before. Okay, that the grand reset that I keep talking about. Grand reset. Okay, get rid of all the flaws. And the first flaw to get rid of is both Democratic parties and start a fresh new government. Okay? And at the same time, it's not even that. You can keep the government if you want to. I just think if you started from there and moved on, it would probably make things better because we need a new concept that's going to work. I don't think none of this stuff is working okay. And then I believe honestly that if you take the whole concept of price inflation and economy and all that, and look at how it goes, how it's working now compared to how it was working maybe 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and then try to figure out where it went wrong. You know, who made the economy go higher? Okay, why did it make it go higher? So your big flaw right now when it comes to all this is the fact that there's no more mom and pop shops. There's all these corporations. But what's happening to these corporations is falling. All of them. I mean, you got stores that's just gone. Everyone knows, like Circuit City, Target's falling in some places. The Walgreens, the CVS, I guess is what they call the other medical pharmacy place. You know, you got McDonald's falling, all these fast food places falling. And why? Because no one has the money to pay for all this stuff like that in these places. Either that or there was some kind of company flaw, training and how people are when they get the job. So, but let's be honest, a lot of people try to get some of these fast food jobs when they're younger because, hey, it's a job to do. But after a while, when they get the job, it's different than when you're a kid and you're going there, Mom, take me to McDonald's or something. And you feel like, hey, I'm going to place at school to eat. But once you start working there, whole thing comes to where you're not satisfied with what you're doing. You're not satisfied with what you're doing. You don't respect it. It's not something where you feel like you spend your whole life in, even though some people do. They spend their whole life in these fast food places. It trips me out too that now you can go to a place, like especially in California, and they're paying $20 an hour to people to do nothing. It's like nonsense. And you get these other jobs where you get 18, maybe $19 an hour, and they're more serious than that, like security or like janitorial or something, whatever. It's more work. But yet you go to McDonald's and yeah, it's more work, but the reason why is people go nuts in the fast food place. Literally, or you wouldn't have all them videos out there of people fighting in the fast food places. And I believe that's another problem that needs to be analyzed because these fast food places will get you certain medical problems. So let's be real, they're putting shit in the food. Sometimes people get just all kinds of food diseases, and it's not good. It's like that dude that made that movie, Super Size Me. He gets his health bad, he's explaining this stuff and all that. But the big issue I think comes from the company itself and what they're putting in the food. The factories or wherever it is that they create the food at. Like you said, there's experimental chicken and KFC. They say that Arby's or doesn't really have anything nutrients in there. They say that Taco Bell isn't real meat. They say Wendy's has the real meat. They say Burger King is like putting beef flavored stuff in their vegan burgers. So that's why it tastes better than a regular vegan burger because they added beef flavored stuff into it. Like I don't know how much percentage, but there's some. So all these things make you unhealthy. So you're gonna go to where the doctor after it all took a toll on you. And then so comes to the thing where protecting yourself is even more serious than trying just to, deal with regular life. But everything we do now is shortening our lifespans and making things easier. So we have to realize that a big change has to come to reset the whole system, reset how we think about life, how we think about what makes society work, how we think about society telling us things to try to tell us how life works. None of it works. What they're talking about doesn't work. It's just chaos and more problems. So when I say a grand reset, then change all concepts of what society has put out there. I'm saying take the whole inflation thing, all this stuff with price coverage, just overpricing things and wage gaps, all that crap, and reset it. Reset all that stuff. So we have more of a better society for everybody. We can start over fresh. People can actually afford house and afford the cars they want and afford the satisfaction they want for their family. And it's just plain and simple. So to wrap things up, is any of this morally right? When it comes to what's going on in the medical field, the answer is no. A lot of it is no. That there's a lot more people dying, more now than before. A lot of it is not self-induced or whatnot. A lot of it has to do with the medical people themselves. So I believe it's time to seriously analyze all medical insurance, medical bills, medical staff members. All doctors need to be, look at how many flaws they have compared to flaws that they don't have, and see if they're actually worth going to as a doctor, or even worth having their license. And you just take their license from them. And this is just honest truth. I believe there's more natural ways of God. And I'm saying this, most people believe this. There's people that go out and they go get the herbal supplements and they're doing things and trying to get things right. But you have to ask yourself, is humans really stronger now than they were long ago? Are they really as healthy as they are than they were long ago? I believe we're actually genetically like the third generation of humans. And I know this sounds stupid, but if you believe like there was a great disaster, flood, or anything like that, There's many different cultures that believe in a flood over 200. So if that's the case, that means the first humans was wiped out. Second humans was there. We had Holocaust. We had all kinds of disasters that and terrorist things and stuff that just wiped out a lot of people. So, and I'm not talking about anything within the 20th century or 21st century because we know that. There's people all live right now that know that. People before, in the 1600s, all the way to, 1800s. And maybe even before that, with the whole crusade type of thing. But there's somewhere in there, there's something that's missing in our whole understanding of humanity. And there's a lot of people that don't understand humanity anyway, and they try to twist things to make it worse. I believe a lot of things that people go to the doctor for is unnecessary. Plastic surgery, for example, unless your face is missing parts of it, or you got burnt, physically burnt in a fire, or anything like that, plastic surgery is perfect for you. But just to get your breasts large and make your nose look like this and all this crap, it's unnatural. Waste of time. And believe it or not, the whole surgery thing, plastic surgery, was created to help people that were in war, that actually did lose their face in war or something. But yet, that type of medical field didn't have no money, because they were you have to wait for someone that has face damage and stuff. And so, hey, why not make people think they're ugly so they can make money on plastic surgery? A lot of you females ain't ugly. You just ain't paying attention to somebody that actually thinks you're beautiful. You're looking for the same crappy dudes that every other chick is looking for. That's all got true. Vice versa with dudes. You just ain't finding the right girl, or you don't even know what they look like in the first place because you ain't hanging around nobody to tell you what you look like. So, just to be honest, it's a waste of money and time. You gotta work with what God created for you, because if you don't, then you're automatically denying God's creation. You're denying the whole essence of what you are. There's no need to add more colors to a painting, let's put it that way. But seriously, that's where they're making their profit. That's where they're getting their money from people. So, like I said, it has to all be fixed. We need to know what medical things are good or needed. Because like I said, plastic surgery and stuff isn't really needed. Not in the way that the sense that people do in society today. And I can go on and on and on about this subject. And maybe I'm not well versed. Some of y'all are gonna be like, oh, this and that, so forth. This is all they got true. Just analyze it. Look how many family members are alive. It could have came back like if there was somebody that was really caring about their job and the people that they're dealing with. And so, with all this being said, peace be with you all. Blessings to you always. Please share my stuff. I don't really like saying subscribe and share, because to me it's like, everyone that does that, they think like you're dumb and you don't realize you can subscribe or share. And that's all they say in every freaking video. so it's just like, share. Share my stuff, do whatever you want. But honestly, think about what I'm talking about in these videos and analyze the world for yourself. Go research stuff. Like, Google at your fingertips. Google is not 100% correct either, because sometimes you only got in and see something a certain way, and then go back to it and it's not there. Especially if you're trying to show somebody, look, I found it on Google, and then it's not there. So it's like, go read things for yourself, pick up articles, and try to learn the world as it is. Anyway, peace be with you all. Blessings upon you always. Till next time. Peace.